Hi friends, this is Maggie. I'm going to show you a reference that I put together real quick. It is not the greatest work, but it's a reminder of the stuff that I have done. Because a lot of times I sit and I want to work on a journal page, and I sit there and I go, what should I do? And I think I don't have enough information, but I've done so many little things here and there. So what I decided was to do a quick sketch, and this was actually from reading one of the Jane Davenport books that tells you how to test your media, like your acrylic paints with your pencils and inks and watercolor pencils and so forth. So I figured, and I started building that based on the book, and then I decided, let me just, because I already have this reference, let me go ahead and also put some backgrounds that I've done in the past that I forgot all about it, that I really like, so to remind me to do them again. So it's not the greatest, but it's just like a sketch, and I think it's a good idea for all of you who sit there and try to figure out, what am I going to do next? I don't know what to do, and yet you have done all these other beautiful pages that you forgot all about it. So anyway, this is the sketch from the Jane Davenport book, where you test your media. I have the Prisma pencils, and I test them against the dilutions, the watercolor paper itself with the gesso prime on it, the acrylic paint, and then I try different methods just to see how the ink looks on top of that media. And this was really great, because then I started realizing, oh wow, I'm listing all of the stuff that I have that if I don't see it, I don't use it, and yet I have it there, and they're good products and I love using them, but I forget. So building on that, I decided to keep going. So here I tested all of my ink. Like, I have the Distress ink from Tim Holtz, I have acrylic ink, no alcohol ink, I have the acrylic dabbers, I have metallic paints, dilutions, and so I did the same thing, and I tried all of my pens on top and inks on top of that, just to see how that looks. Some of them were good, some of them were fail, but at least I have a reference. So at that point I said, okay, I love watercolor, so a lot of times you're looking at a blank page and you don't know what to create. So I said, okay, I remember one time I did a wash, and I just kind of did the wash where you start pretty thick and then you add water until it becomes very light, and that can be a whole page, and then you can write on it. And then the squares, where you can just write stuff in it, or have squares on your page to create a background. And here, well, I used the colors were too close, but you can use two different colors that complement each other and just create that. These are supposed to be circles, but I know it doesn't look like that, but I remember this. I did a page where I had circles all around it, and it was so beautiful. And then here with 3 different colors, and this is like shapes of roses in different colors, and this is more of a background, watercolor background, and then you enhance the page with your writing, stickers, washi tape, and so forth. This was something that I did, and I want to do it again because I thought it was so vivid and so beautiful. This is stamps, using the Distress crayons on it, and putting a little bit of water, and you get that shaded color, which looks so nice for background. This is like leaves around the page. They look horrible, but the real one that I did, the one that I did was really nice. But this is just to kind of remind me of it. Here is just a watch of watercolor, and then I stamped in gold little leaves, which would be really nice now for Thanksgiving. Here is using the straw, where you just put a watercolor there with enough water, and then you blow it with a straw, and then you start getting this type of. And then I did the little splash, because I love the splash, but I keep forgetting to use it. So I'm like, okay, if I see it, I'll remember. Here, with the dilutions paints, I did the shadow, I think is what it's called, where you put the dilution pen first, and then you use a stencil, and then you use like a whiteout, and create the shade, it makes it lighter, and then you can come back again, use the stencil, and this time use the paint over. And it's kind of nice because you get this kind of a, see if you can get it, let me see if you can see that closer. So you kind of get that shape there. And then I put a stamp on it just to see how it looks. And then here I created, this is this is a this is supposed to be a butterfly that I forgot to clean the ink pad or the stamp, and I placed it there, but disregard that. It's with watercolor. You do the black, you do the watercolor color, and then you with the straw you blow out the ink, you know, the watercolor, and it goes out, then create a shape of a flower. That is really nice. I saw that, and I did it in a page, and it was beautiful. So this is just to remind me of the stuff that I can do. This is a watercolor, using the stamps here, and then the watercolor using a couple of, just a very, not, didn't use deep colors or anything like that. It's kind of like a shade. So when I'm working on it, I may want to go real light, or I may want to go very colorful, so I'll add more to it. And then just to remind me about the hand lettering, two techniques that I like a lot, just the one with the double line where you don't shade it in, and then the one with the shade. And here using the water brush, or the water brush with watercolor to write, you know, hand lettering. Remind me to use that and continue to work on that, because at first it was horrible, and now it's getting better. So the more you try and the more you work on it. Then this one was another thing that I saw, was just creating a circle, putting watercolor and all this watercolor around it, and stamping butterflies around it. But of course I was using all of my cheap products, and I used the ink pad that when it hits the water it just smears all over. So it was pretty at the beginning, but then all the black went all over it. So, but this is just, again, to remind me. And then let's see and then here, then as I was going, what I ended up doing was going through all of my journal books, and then looking at everything I've done in the past, and that remind me of items that I have that I can use, and techniques that I can use. So I started listing them here. So when I sit there and I don't know what to do, I'll just look at it, go, oh yeah, I can do something using the Tim Holtz t-shirt paper, or you know, or the modeling paste or something like that. This one is also something that I did that I really had a good awesome time working on it, and I forgot all about it. And it's where you use the watercolor. You start with the watercolor, different colors, and again, the one that I did was much nicer. This is just to remind me. And then you stamp a butterfly on it, and then with the acrylic paint you go through the outside, so it looks like the butterfly is popping out. Anyway, I put this butterfly here because I made a hole here, and just wanted to cover it up. This is just acrylic paint, smashing it, you know, just to see if that was like a technique. And then this is to remind me that I can use the credit card to do the lines when I'm creating different techniques. This one here is the watercolor. This is actually the Tomoe paper and my handwriting. And then what I did is I just wrote it, and then used gesso to go ahead and stick it to the, you know, put it on top of the watercolor. I like this. I did a page where I did that, and it was so nice. It was so beautiful. So this is just to remind me about that. This one I was seeing today in one of the YouTube channels, where someone just took like purple acrylic paint and purple and yellow acrylic paint, the two little batches, and then used a roll or something round, and then just put it on top of the paint, and came and started doing the circles, carrying the two colors. I thought that was kind of neat. So I said, oh, I want to do that. So I kind of created a sketch here to remind me of that. This one here, I did, which was beautiful, in one of my journals, and the colors were more vivid, and I mean really vivid, but it was just the face and all this watercolor all around it. And so I want to do that again. And so this was just real quickly, I just drew a face and threw all the watercolor around it just to remind me to do that. And then this was something that that I also saw in YouTube, where you create a block or a circle or novel circle and kind of designs, and you can write stuff in it just to like just to make your page look beautiful if you're gonna use it to journal and write stuff. And I'm gonna add more, so as I'm working, and if I complete a page and I truly like what I've done, then I'll do a sketch and keep it here. So then when I sit those days to figure out what I'm gonna do, at least I can just go, oh yeah, let me try this one. So I want to share that with you guys. Thank you. Bye bye.